Hello, everyone. Welcome back to our channel. Today, I want to share a story with you. It is a very simple story on the surface, one that you might have heard in different forms before. But I invite you to listen with new ears and an open heart. This story is not just a fairy tale. It is a mirror. As you listen, you might see a reflection of yourself, your past choices, and the person you want to become. It's a story designed to make you think, to help you practice English, and most importantly, to empower you to make the one choice that truly matters in life. The story is called The Story of the Two Seeds. Our story begins in the gentle warmth of a late spring afternoon. An old, wise farmer stood in his garden, his hands weathered and kind from a lifetime of working with the earth. The soil in his garden was rich and dark, promising life to anything planted within it. In the palm of his hand lay two tiny seeds. To the naked eye, they were identical. They were the same size, the same shape, and the same humble brown color. Each held within its small shell the exact same potential, the same hidden blueprint to grow into a magnificent flower, reaching for the sun. The farmer smiled, a knowing look in his eyes. He walked to a freshly prepared patch of ground, knelt down, and with his finger, he made two small holes in the soft earth, side by side. "Now, your journey begins," he whispered, as if he could speak directly to the souls of the seeds. He placed the first seed in the first hole and the second seed in the second hole. Then he gently covered them both with a soft blanket of soil. Now, hidden from the world in the cool, quiet darkness, the two seeds lay next to each other. Their grand adventure, or their quiet end, was about to begin. Let's call the first seed Alara, a name that means light. And let's call the second seed Corbin, a name associated with darkness and fear. Corbin felt the earth press down on it. The darkness was total. A deep and primal fear began to creep into its consciousness. "Oh no," it thought, its tiny being trembling. "This is dangerous. This is not safe." Corbin began to think about all the things that could go wrong. Its mind became a factory of fear, producing one terrifying possibility after another. "If I try to send my roots down," it reasoned, "what will I find? The darkness is full of unknown things. A hungry worm might be waiting to bite me. A thirsty beetle might chew on my tender roots. Or what if I push down and hit a hard, sharp rock? I could be broken and die alone in the dark. No, it is far too risky to go down." Having decided against growing downwards, Corbin then considered the opposite direction, growing up towards the light it could not see. But this idea created even more fear. And what if I try to push my way up? It worried. The soil above is so heavy. I might use all my energy and fail to break through, suffocating just beneath the surface. And even if I succeed, what then? I would be so small and vulnerable. The sun might be too hot and burn my new, delicate leaves. A careless child running through the garden could step on me and crush me in an instant. Or a bird flying high above might see my bright green color and swoop down to eat me. It is a world of giants and dangers up there. Corbin convinced itself that its fear was not fear, but wisdom. I am being smart, it concluded with a sense of relief. I am being strategic. The world is too uncertain. The risks are too great. The best plan, the only safe plan, is to do nothing. I will wait here, in the safety of my hard shell. I will wait until all the dangers are gone. I will wait for a perfect, risk-free moment to begin my journey. And so, Corbin curled into itself, preserving its energy, protecting itself from a world of imagined threats. It chose to wait. It chose safety over life. Next to Corbin, Ilara felt the same dark, cool earth, but its experience was completely different. Ilara was filled with a sense of wonder and excitement. Wow, it thought, feeling a thrill of anticipation, a new beginning, a chance to become something more. Ilara was not ignorant of the dangers. It knew the journey would be difficult, but its desire to live was far stronger than its fear of dying. I want to feel the sun on my leaves, it dreamed. I want to feel the rain wash over me. I want to see the blue sky and dance in the wind. I want to blossom and share my colors with the world. To do that, I must be brave. I must start now. So, Alara made its first choice. It focused all its energy and began to push a tiny white root down into the unknown soil. It was a struggle. The earth was dense, but the root pushed deeper and deeper, trusting in its purpose. And then, a miracle, the root found a droplet of water. A cool, life-giving surge of energy flowed into Alara. It felt stronger, its resolve hardening. Yes, it celebrated this small victory. Now for the sky, with renewed strength, Alara began its second journey, upwards. It pushed a tiny green shoot towards the surface. It was even harder than going down. It maneuvered around small stones and fought against the weight of the soil above. There were moments of doubt, moments when it felt it could not push any further. But the memory of that first drop of water and the dream of the sun kept it going. And then it happened. The little shoot broke through the surface of the soil. For the first time, Alara felt the warmth of the sun. It was a glorious, gentle heat that spread through its entire being. It took its first breath of fresh air and saw the vast, endless blue sky. The world was bigger and more beautiful than it had ever imagined. I did it, Alara whispered to the wind. I am alive. Weeks turned into a glorious season. The rain nurtured it, the sun fed it. Alara grew taller and stronger, its stem thickening, its leaves unfurling like green flags of victory. Soon, a bud formed at its peak, a tight promise of future beauty. One morning, the bud opened. Alara became a magnificent flower, its petals a stunning shade of deep pink with a heart of gold. Its sweet fragrance drifted through the garden, a beautiful invitation. Soon, busy bees came to collect its nectar, and colorful butterflies danced upon its petals. Children playing in the garden would stop, point, and say, "Look, what a beautiful flower." Alara's life had meaning. It was part of the beautiful symphony of life, giving and receiving, all because it chose to embrace the struggle of growth. And what of Corbin? While Alara was living its grand adventure, Corbin remained buried, a prisoner of its own fear. It felt the vibrations in the earth as Alara's roots grew strong. It could sense the distant warmth of the sun that Alara was enjoying. The faint sounds of the surface world, the buzzing of bees, the laughter of children filtered down, not as invitations, but as painful reminders of the life it was too afraid to live. Its safety had become a dark, lonely, and bitter prison. Regret began to replace its fear. One morning, a robin landed in the garden. Its sharp eyes were looking for food for its young. It hopped across the soft earth, pecking and scratching at the ground. Its claws scraped the dirt right above, where Corbin was hiding. The robin's sharp beak dug into the soil and effortlessly flipped Corbin out into the open air. For a single, fleeting moment, Corbin saw the bright sun and the blue sky. It saw Lara in all its glory, standing tall and beautiful nearby. It saw the life it had rejected. But it was too late. The robin saw not a plant, not a flower, but a small, dry, undeveloped seed, an easy meal. In one swift motion, the robin picked Corbin up and swallowed it. And just like that, it was over. All the potential, all the dreams of a flower that could have been, vanished in an instant. Corbin's story ended before it ever truly began, a silent tragedy of a life unlived. Meanwhile, Alara, the beautiful flower, eventually withered as the season changed, but not before dropping its own new seeds onto the fertile ground. The cycle of life, courage, and beauty would continue, all thanks to one brave choice made in the dark. So, what does this simple story teach us? It teaches us that these two seeds, Alara and Corbin, live inside every single one of us. They live in our minds and our hearts. They are the two voices that speak to us every day at every crossroad of our lives. The fundamental truth of this story is this: the world is full of both rocks and water, both scorching sun and gentle warmth. You cannot wait for a world with no risks. Such a world doesn't exist. Life is a beautiful, messy, and unpredictable mix of struggle and joy. Fear promises you safety, but it gives you a tiny, dark prison. Hope promises you a struggle, but it gives you a life. So I ask you now, as you sit here, listening to this story, which voice are you feeding in your life today? Which seed are you nurturing? Are you letting the what ifs of failure paralyze you like Corbin? Or are you driven by the what ifs of wonder and growth like Alara? Your life is your garden. Your thoughts are the seeds. Your choices are the water and the sun. Do not let your potential die in the darkness of fear. Choose to be the hopeful seed. Choose to push through the soil. Choose to reach for the sun. Choose to grow.